Hey, what's up, Lightbolt Joe here. Today we're going to discuss Season 2 of Disney Plus's original show, Monsters at Work. Season 1 came out back in 2021 when Disney Plus first started, and it's been 3 very long years, up until then, 24, when the second one came out. And then we have no idea if there's going to be a third season, but it kind of leaves off on kind of a cliffhanger, but not so much a big cliffhanger, so it's a matter of what happens next. Certain characters are brought back, which is neat, from both the first film and then the prequel film, Monsters Incorporated 2001, and then Monsters University 2023. I should have worn my Monsters University hat, but an opportunity missed. Oh well. So this is 10 episodes long. First season was 10 episodes long. Tyler Tuskeman, voiced by Ben Feldman, is an incredible character. You have Val Little, voiced by Minnie Kaling. They play good work buddy dynamics. So we get the story leading up. So then this is now a matter of what happens next. Reporters are being interviewed, and they're stating something like, they're doing an interview saying that it's been 9 months since Henry J. Waternoose has been arrested for kidnapping a child and forcing the stream extractor on them, something like that. So it's been 9 months. That's it. It's only been 9 months since the events of 2001's Monsters Incorporated up to then the end of season 2, to the beginning of season 2. So the season 2 starts out with bringing Johnny Worthington back, who was the main antagonist and Chet, the main antagonists in Monsters University. Mike and Sully versus, Chet and Johnny Worthington and all those other, I don't even remember their fraternity name, but for the scare games, right? And so then college is done. What happens next? So Johnny was brought into the family business of running Fierco, and his plan is to show the strength of screams versus laugh power, even though laugh power has been proven to be 10 times stronger than scream power, that he now has this new scream amplifier he's going to be introducing to Monstropolis, which is safer and cleaner than relying on unstable laugh power because it's so new and nobody can trust it. Fear-mongering, gaslighting BS, right? As all politicians do. So that's what was interesting about this, throwing in that kind of gaslight towards the anti-laugh campaign. And it's a matter of trying to poach Tyler. Tyler's been a jokester within Monsters Incorporated, so how can you get this world-renowned screamer who's top of his class, who then became a jokester, back to screaming and in Fierco? Why is there leaky canisters, in Monsters Incorporated? How are they losing so much laughter when they know that they're filling all their gigawatts up? Stuff like that. Tyler's becoming friends with some of his kids that he's being, joking with. But what happens when stuff happens and he has to take this job at Fear Street for the betterment of his family, because his family doesn't have any money anymore, so they need to figure something out. He then goes back to screaming, back to scaring for screams, and he is forced to scare a kid that he's been friends with by telling jokes. So what happens when the dynamic shifts and you now scare this friend of yours? Crazy. Randall's back in the mix. So it's revealed that Johnny is the one who saved Randall from that trailer park with the Pizza Planet truck back at the end of the Monsters Incorporated, where Randall's being beaten with a baseball bat. And then the guy's saying, get him, Mom, get that gator. Hysterical. Love Monsters Incorporated. Love it. Classic millennial film. So it's revealed, this whole big reveal, that Johnny had Randall work as a double agent to sneak into Monsters Incorporated, steal the laugh energy, recalibrate the canisters to make it look like they're full, but they're really not full. So create this panic of laugh energy not being trustworthy enough, creating these rolling blackouts, even though it was Fear Street, it was Fear Street. It was Fearco stealing the laughter, convincing people it was amplified scream power, and the only way to then get the scream and laugh that was then mixed in Fearco's chamber out, how to get the scream out? Well, you have to reconstruct Waternoose's scream extractor that he tried to force Boo into, to then get the scream out of the laughter. That way it doesn't make a kaboom. So a lot of big reveals, a lot of big working together at the end, a lot of big, we're going to expose you for fraud on national television. Loved the ending. And I loved the ending of Tyler and Val working together as a comedy duo to convince Ben, the kid that Tyler was laughing for and then scaring for, to make sure that he is apologizing. And that way, Ben, have you had any experiences with your friends, where one of you have done something that you regret? And then we'll say, we're sorry, we'll high five each other so hard our hands hurt. So then Tyler and Ben do a high five, and then, all is forgiven and stuff, right? Tyler's upset that he forced his friend to cry for screams. He doesn't like that person. He's embracing who he is, and it turns out he is a jokester. He's not a screamer. A lot of self-development, character development throughout this as well. That's what was incredible about Monsters University, is it's showing that you might have a dream and people might say to you, oh, you can do this, you can do that, and this dream is going to be great for it, and it might not even happen. It's things. Or it might be on the flip side. People might say, you might have a dream, and people might say, you're never going to do this, you can't do this, etc., etc. Things change, and the dream can change. And it's amazing seeing that within Monsters Incorporated. It's amazing seeing that within Monsters University, that things can change, leading to something even better, potentially. So that's what's cool about this show, is that it shows that things can change. Tyler can change. All his life he wanted to be a scarer. And then he got the opportunity to be a scarer at the direct moment that Monsters Inc. was starting to be going into laughter. So he then had to change his dream to become a laugher, a jokester. And then how does that dream go back to the original dream, potentially by then being a scarer at FearCo, but then realizing he does not want to do that. He wants to be the jokester. He doesn't want to be the scarer. So it's a beautiful symmetry to life, this particular franchise, of the dream can change. You yourself can realize your self-worth by change. Everything changes. Wonderful. I got so choked up at one point. I didn't expect to get so emotional watching this, but it's Monsters Inc. and it's an incredible story. 9 months of a story. That's it. From the events of Waternoose getting arrested, from Boo coming into the Monstropolis world. I got to watch the original Monsters Incorporated again. I haven't seen it in a while. And especially now that they're doing a Monsters Incorporated land in Disney World. Rest in peace, Muppet Vision. Why they couldn't just go to a different section, couldn't tell you, but semantics. Awesome. Season 2, Monsters at Work. I really hope we get a third, especially because the cliffhanger is Randall escapes from prison and he's on the loose. So what happens next? Is he going to maintain the antagonist? Is he going to, be a protagonist again on a hero arc? Will he change again? Because he originally was a hero and then turned villain. So can he turn back to hero? What happens? Who knows? Monsters at Work, Season 2. Awesome show. On to the next review. Mahalo.